room here, because we want to have some, maybe we will install one permanent video screen, so we have to think about the proper place for everything, where the picture will go, where the screen will go, and everything. So yes, it will happen, but the right time. Okay, so we are in the middle of chapter 12. Yesterday we heard about who?
The son of Advaitacharya, Achyutananda.
Yes, Achyutananda. Very good. And anyone else? You remember Radharani? Advaitacharya's servant? You remember that?
I remember I don't remember the name.
Okay, but you remember the history?
Yeah.
Kamalakanta Vishwas. Yes. He wrote a letter to King Prataparuja in which he stated contradictorily that Advaitacharya simultaneously was in debt and he was the Supreme Lord. And Mahaprabhu, this came to the hands of Mahaprabhu and he became very upset. He was not happy with this and he did not want to see Kamalakanta. But Advaitacharya, he was very happy when he heard that and he said, "Oh, Kamalakanta, you are more fortunate than me. You have been punished in such an intimate way by the Supreme Lord." Okay, so we will continue. Dasa Vrindavanam Vande Krishna Dasa Prabhum Tata Janavatar Chaitanya Lila Vishtar Karino Dronityananda Prabja Lunadena Bushito Yaktachano Burachincho Vavande Vyasadupino Shri Guru Gaur Gandharva Govindas Chaganai Saha Jayanti Patakas Ch.Ch Sarvesham Gurunartino. Okay, so we're going to continue. We finished with hearing of Kamalakanta Vishwas. Shri Jarunandana Charja Advaitera Shaka Tar Shaka Upashaka Nahi Hoi Leka. The fifth branch of Advaita Acharya was Sri Jadunandan Acharya, who had so many branches and sub-branches that it is impossible to write of them. And Jadunandan Acharya, he is most famous for being the spiritual master of Raghunath Das Goswami. The official, of course we know that Raghunath Das Goswami, he ran away from home and he took shelter of Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu put him in the care of Srup Damodar. Then eventually he went to Vrindavan and he was under the care of Rupa and Sanatan, and mainly he identified with Srila Rupa Goswami as his guru. But formerly Jadunandan Acharya was his guru, initiated him. Vasudev Dattirthe ho kripar bhajan sarva bhave ashriyache chaitana charam. Sri Jadunandan Acharya was a student of Vasudev Dutt, and he received all his mercy. Therefore he could accept Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet from all angles of vision as the supreme shelter. Oh, so he was actually a student. Oh, no, here it describes him as a recipient of the mercy of Vasudev Dutt. And Vasudev Dutt, he was mentioned previously. He's famous for his expression that he wanted to suffer for the sins of all souls, so that they could be liberated, they could attain Krishna Prema. He wanted to take the responsibility for their sin. Very inconceivably magnanimous heart. Bhagavatacharya, Vishnudasacharya, Chakrapaniacharya, Anantacharya. Bhagavatacharya, Vishnudasacharya, Chakrapaniacharya, and Anantacharya. were the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th branches of Advaita Acharya. Nandiniyar Kamadev Chaitanya Das Durlabha Vishwasar Vanamali Das. Nandini, Kamadev, Chaitanya Das, Durlabha Vishwas, and Vanamali were the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th branches of Sri Advaita Acharya. Jagannath Kodowar Kodobhavanath Hridayananda Senar Das Bolanath. Jagannath Kara, Bhavanath Kara, Hridayananda Sen, and Bolanath Das were the 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th branches of Advaita Acharya. Jadava Das, Vijay Das, Das Janardan, Ananta Das, Kanu Pandit Das Narayam. Jadava Das, Vijay Das, Janardan Das, Ananta Das, Kanu Pandit, and Narayan Das were the 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th branches of Advaita Acharya. Shivatsa Pandit Brahmachari Haridas, Purushottam Brahmachari R. Krishna Das. Shivatsa Pandit, Haridas Brahmachari, Purushottam Brahmachari, and Krishna Das were the 25th, 26th, 27th, and 28th branches of Advaita Acharya. Purushottam Pandit, Raghunath, Vanamali Kavi Chandra, and Vaijyanath, 29th, 30th, 31st, and 32nd. Lokanath Pandit, Murari Pandit, Sri Hari Charan, Madhava Pandit, 33rd, 34th, 35th, 36th. Vijay Pandidar Pandit Sri Ram, Asankhya Advaita Shaka Kotoloi Bonam. Vijay Pandit and Sri Ram Pandit were two important branches of Advaita Acharya. There are innumerable branches, but I am unable to mention them all. Malidatta Jala Dvaita Skanda Yogai Se Jale Jie Shaka Full Fall Pai. The Advaita Acharya branch received the water supplied by the original gardener, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this way, the sub-branches were nourished and their fruits and flowers grew luxuriantly. Ihar Madhya Mali Pache Konshaka Gan Namane Chaitanya Mali Dordaiva Kadam. After the disappearance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, some of the branches, for unfortunate reasons, deviated from his path. Shri Jailo, Jiailo, Tade Namanilo, Kritagna Hoila, Tade Skanda Kruda Hoilo. Some branches did not accept the original trunk that vitalized and maintains the entire tree. When they thus became ungrateful, the original trunk was unhappy, was angry at them. So this is referring to persons who worshipped Advaita Acharya, but they did not respect Mahaprabhu. Like there are those who worship Mahaprabhu, but they disrespect Nityananda Prabhu. So there are those who they put all the focus on Advaita Acharya and they don't respect Mahaprabhu. And there are still, these lines are actually still continuing today. They are still, still going on. We know some persons who are, connected with that line. So this is foolishness. This example of a tree is very helpful. Advaita Acharya is the branch, Mahaprabhu is the trunk of that. It is foolish to ignore the original trunk and only put attention to a branch. You can get the nourishment of that branch as long as you're also appreciating the importance of that original trunk. Krudahoya skandatare jana sanchare jalabhave krisha shaka shukayamade. Thus Lord Chaitanya did not sprinkle upon them the water of his mercy, and they gradually withered and died. Chaitanadahit deho shushka kashta sam jivite mritase moile dande jam. A person without Krishna consciousness is no better than dry wood or a dead body. He is understood to be dead while living, and after death he is punishable by Jamaraj. Kevale gan prati naheye danda chaitana vimukaje seto pashanda. Not only the misguided descendants of Advaita Acharya, but anyone who is against the cult of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu should be considered an atheist, subject to be punished by Jamaraj. Ki pandit ki tapasvi ki bagrihi jati chaitana vimukaje tare gati. Be he a learned scholar, a great ascetic, a successful householder, or a famous sannyasi, one who is against the cult of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is destined to suffer the punishment meted out by Jamaraj. Jai Jai Loilo Shri Achyutananda Matta Ch.Ch Gan Mahabhagavata. The descendants of Advaita Acharya who accepted the path of Sri Achyutananda were all great devotees. Se Acharya Kripar Bhajan Anayase Pailo Se Chaitana Charam. By the mercy of Advaita Acharya, the devotees who strictly follow the path of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu attains the shelter of Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet without difficulty. Achute Jai Mata Se Mata Sar Arjata Mata Sa Bhoilo Chadakar. It should be concluded, therefore, that the path of Achyutananda is the essence of spiritual life. Those who did not follow this path simply scattered. Se Acharya Gane Mor Koti Namaskar Achyutananda Prai Chaitanya Jivan Jahar. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances millions of times to Achyutananda's actual followers, whose life and soul was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Etoko hilo acharya gosayir gan tin skanda shakar koilo sankirpaganam. Thus I have briefly described the three branches, Achyutananda, Krishna Mishra, and Gopal, of Sri Advaita Acharya's descendants. So Param Guru Maharaj, he's spoken very on this kind of subject matter with this helpful perspective, that we shall see Guru in a transparent way, not in an opaque way. You understand what opaque means?
Not clear.
Opaque, like this, you can't see through it. Yeah, that is opaque. So if you have glass, it is transparent, you can see through. But if you have wood, it is opaque, you cannot see through. So Srila Sridhar Maharaj expressed like this, that we shall see Guru in a transparent way, meaning that, what is it that he's coming to give us? Not just that we're seeing Guru as like a separate individual entity, and we are, blindly, bowing to him. This is like a kind of body worship. But try to understand. Sorry, you say something? Idol worship. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you. See, Ramananda, he really gets it. He gets it better than me, but he won't give class because he's too shy. This is idol worship, exactly. It's worshipping a form without appreciating the substance, appreciating what Guru has come to give. So we need to appreciate where it is that Guru is coming from, what it is that Guru is trying to give us. And so in this way, some followers of Advaita Acharya, they are just seeing Advaita Acharya, they're not appreciating where he's coming from, that understanding that he's trying to give them to the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. It's like, we would worship our Guru, but dismiss Krishna. You know, we install a deity of Gurudev on the altar and we reject Krishna, we reject Mahaprabhu. It's like totally ridiculous, you know. Our mood is like we're worshipping the Lord couched in our mood of service and devotion to Gurudev. You know, this we find consistent. You know, at the end of every chapter, Shri Rupa Raghunath Padejar Ash Chaitanya Charitamrita Kohe Krishna Das. Right? What does that mean?
Praying at the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Raghunath, Krishna's Devidasi.
Yeah, you got it. What is he telling? See. Yes, and Chaitanya Charitamrita is glorifying Mahaprabhu, right? But he's saying, like, remembering my gurus, I'm glorifying the Lord. This is the mood. Exactly. And also Hari in that last verse of Hari Haraya Nama Krishna, Narottam Thakur, right? Shri Guru Vaishnava Padma Kuryash, Nam Sankirtan Kohe, Narottam Das, right? Is that right? So aspiring Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad, for the feet of Guru and Vaishnav, I'm doing Nam Sankirtan. I am glorifying the name of the Lord. Remembering, aspiring for the service of Guru and Vaishnav, I'm glorifying the Lord, chanting the Lord's names. This is how it's all couched. This is the proper approach, the proper mood, the proper perspective, proper adjustment. It's not that you can reject one and just take the other. It doesn't work like that. They are, you know, it's an interdependent relationship. It's, you know, this properly adjusted approach is necessary. So that is what's being described here. Okay, we can go on. It's a very deep subject matter. It's the main points. Okay. Eto kohilo acharya gosair gan, din skanda shakar koilo sankepe ganan. Thus I have briefly described the three branches, Achyutananda, Krishna, Mishra, and Gopal, of Sri Advaita Acharya's descendants. Shaka upashakata nahiko ganan, hichumatra kohi kori digdadasham. There are multifarious branches and sub-branches of Advaita Acharya. It is very difficult to enumerate them fully. I have simply given a glimpse of the whole trunk and its branches and sub-branches. Shri Gadadhar Pandit Shakate Mahotam Tarupa Shakakichu Korije Ganam. After describing the branches and sub-branches of Advaita Acharya, I shall now attempt to describe some of the descendants of Shri Gadadhar Pandit, the most important among the branches. And you see, the danger of this type of idol worship is that it can lead you to false persons, you know, to persons who, I mean, you're fortunate if you're worshiping like a genuine guru with a mood of idol worship. That's not a bad position to be in, right? No, that's not a bad position to be in. But the danger is with that type of mentality, you can be misled and you can worship someone who doesn't have that qualification. You're not able to distinguish. You're just looking at some form, some body, some post, and you're not appreciating that there's no substance there. You're just looking at the form and you're worshiping that form. It's to the point that it can become totally ridiculous. Like Prabhu was mentioning in that class, and we were mentioning it came up last night, some gentleman in India who's decided that his god is Donald Trump, and so he's worshipping a deity of Donald Trump. This is idol worship. there's this mentality sometimes, like, just in case, we're going to worship this deity, this form, just in case, with no appreciation for what is the substance there. So it's dangerous, and not necessarily just about Guru, but in terms of like the Vaishnavas that we seek to take shelter of, or who we take guidance from, just because, there are many Vaishnavas I know, they're not holding a high position, they're not wearing saffron cloth, they don't have a big post, but I feel they have something substantial in their heart, more than others who may be holding a post and wearing the cloth, and so on and so forth. So this is called Paramahamsa Dharma, being able to understand the essence. Otherwise, if we cannot learn to distinguish, between what is substance, what is form, then we're going to be in trouble. So, in Gurudev's Arti song, which we were just singing, Stapila Shrama Bahu Jagatam Ajhade Paramahamsa Dharma Gyan Shikshara Prachade. You have established so many temples all over the world. For what? Paramahamsa Dharma Gyan Shikshara. To distribute Paramahamsa Gyan. This knowledge, Paramahamsa Dharma, this practice, becoming we were speaking the other day, a Saragrahi Vaishnava, who can take the essence, who can see the essence of things. If we can't, we have to learn. If we want to make progress, we have to be serious. And we have to learn to distinguish, to recognize substance when we see it. Otherwise, we can end up in a very, very bad situation. Devashishu, he also told us one story. I won't tell the whole story because it's almost like embarrassing to tell the story, like how foolish these poor devotees were. And I don't want to, not in the mood to tell the whole story now. But anyway, some devotees at one ISKCON temple, their temple leader completely deviated and ended up doing some things in the temple that were just like totally against our teachings. But he was the leader of the temple, and everybody just thought, well, we're supposed to follow, the manager. He was actually a sannyasi originally. Like, he's our leader here. We're supposed to follow him. So they were just doing it like blindly. And then finally, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Swami Maharaj ended up hearing about it. And he asked the devotees, like, how could you allow this to happen? And why were you like going along with this? And they said, well, he was our leader, and we thought we just had to do whatever he said. And Srila Prabhupada was like, why are you so foolish? Like, if he goes to hell, are you going to follow him to hell? Like, don't be stupid, don't be foolish. So we need to be awake, and we need to be smart and try to recognize what is what. We don't want to be idol worshippers. Or as the Lavani Didi said, we don't want to be idol or idol. Either of them. According to how you spell it. But both are bad. Okay, so now we're going on to the descendants of Gadadhar Pandit. Shaka Sheshta Dhruvananda Sridhar Brahmachari Bhagavatacharya Haridas Brahmachari. The chief branches of Sri Gadadhar Pandit were Sri Dhruvananda, Sridhar Brahmachari, Haridas Brahmachari. There's another Haridas Brahmachari, or maybe it's the same Haridas Brahmachari as before, I don't know. Raghunath Bhagavatacharya. Then we have Ananta Acharya, Kavidatta, Nayan Mishra, Ganga Mantri, Mamu Thakur, Kanta Baran. That brings us up to the 10th. Then we have Gadadhar Goswami. Bhugarbha Gosai is the 11th branch of Gadadhar Goswami Pandit. 12th Bhagavat Das. Both of them went to Vrindavan and resided there for life. Bhugarbha Gosai and Bhagavat Das. Then we have Vaninath Brahmachari. And then we have Vallabha Chaitanya Das. Both of these great personalities were always filled with Krishna Prem. Then we have Srinath Chakravarti, Uddhava, Jita Mitra, and Jagannath Das, Sri Hari Acharya, Sadi Puriya Gopal, Krishna Das Brahmachari, Pushpa Gopal. Then we have Sri Harsha, Raghu Mishra, Lakshmi Nath Pandit, Bhangavati Chaitanya Das, Raghunath. This is a different Raghunath from Raghunath Das Goswami. Amoga Pandit, Hasti Gopal, Chaitanya Vallabha, Jadu Ganguli, Mangal Vaishnav. You know the word Mangal, right? Mangal means like auspicious. So Mangal Vaishnav, an auspicious Vaishnav. I'm an Amangal. I'm an inauspicious Vaishnav. This is Mangal Vaishnav. This is his name, Mangal Vaishnav.
Is it the same of Mangalarati?
Yes, the same. Yes, that word we often hear, Mangal. I don't know if this was his original name. I expect this is how he came to be known, because he was so nice. Like we used to have one devotee in the Green Street Temple. Everyone, I don't remember his name. He was a disciple of Gurudev, but everyone called him Dandavat Prabhu.
Yes.
You remember? Did you know him?
He was giving a Dandavat every 5 seconds.
Because he was always giving Dandavat, so everyone called him Dandavat Prabhu. Do you remember his name? I don't remember.
So long time.
So I expect this devotee had another name, but he was so nice, everyone just called him like the nice Vaishnav.
Dandavat Prabhu.
Then we have Shivananda Chakravarti, who always lived in Vrindavan with firm conviction. He's considered an important branch of Gadadhar Pandit. Heto sankepe kohila panditer gam aichaya shaka upashaka ganam. Thus I have briefly described the branches and sub-branches of Gadadhar Pandit. There are still many more that I have not mentioned here. Panditer Gansa Bhagavata Danya Pranavalabha Sabha Shri Krishna Chaitanya. All the followers of Gadadhar Pandit are considered great devotees because they have Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as their life and soul. 18 Skander Koilu Shakar Ganam Jasabha Smarane Bhava Bandha Vimucham. Simply by remembering the names of all these branches and sub-branches I have of the 3 trunks I have described, Nityananda, Advaita, Gadadhar, one attains freedom from the entanglement of material existence. Jasabha Smarane Pai Chaitanya Charan Jasabha Smarane Hoy Vanchito Podan. Simply by remembering the names of all these Vaishnavas, one can attain the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hari Bol! This is what we want, to be accepted at the lotus feet. Indeed, simply by remembering their holy names, one achieves the fulfillment of all desires. Ataiva tausab tansabar vandye charan chaitana malir kohi lila anugram. Therefore, offering my obeisances at the lotus feet of them all, I shall describe the pastimes of the gardener, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in chronological order. Gaur Lila Mrita Sindhu Aparagada Ke Kurite Pare Taha Vagaha Sada. The ocean of the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is immeasurable and unfathomable. Who can have the courage to measure that great ocean? Actually, the word here is Gaur Lila Mrita Sindhu, the ocean of the nectarian pastimes of Gaur. Tahar Madur Jagande Lubdad Hoy Man Ataiva Tate Rohi Chakiye Kakam. It is not possible to dip into that great ocean, but its sweet mellow fragrance attracts my mind. I therefore stand on the shore of that ocean to try to taste but a drop of it. Shri Rupa Raghunath Pade Jarash Chaitanya Charitamrita Kohe Krishna Das, praying at the lotus feet or aspiring for the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I Krishna Das narrate Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Next chapter is the birth of Mahaprabhu. We'll start tomorrow with that. And these verses, we sing, not all of them, from which number? We sing these on the appearance day, on Gaur Purnima day. These are the verses that we sing in Navadvip, that Gurudev used to sing, and still we sing.
Can we read a little bit of tomorrow's class today?
No. No, actually I want to play, we have a recording of Gurudev chanting these verses. It would be nice to listen to that. Let me find, where is it? Here it is, it's from verse 80. Chod, no, it's not there. Where is it? No, it's learn more. I have to find the number. No, I want to do like properly, you know, we start from the beginning. So, but we can be excited.
And the book you were writing, you finish it?
What book? Oh, about Gurudev? No, because I'm here, I'm so busy with so many other projects. One day it will happen. Now things are starting here. So when things are a bit more settled, then I can go back. But
that will be your first book. Put your photo on the cover, behind the cover.
This is about Gurudev.
But you will write it, you have to put your signature.
No, it's nothing to do with me. Anyway, I have to find. But I wanted to mention this chapter also. It's quite interesting. This problem of the deviant disciples, it only happened with Advaita Acharya. It's interesting. Not with any of the other, or maybe it has, but it's mentioned with Advaita Acharya in particular. So I would think mainly with Advaita Acharya, because Advaita Acharya, see, Nityananda Prabhu, he's an avadut, right? And actually, more of the problem with Nityananda Prabhu is that persons disrespected him, right? This we hear, that many persons who could appreciate Mahaprabhu, they couldn't respect Nityananda. You know, many scholars, they couldn't appreciate Nityananda because Nityananda, he looks like a madman. You know? He doesn't dress properly always, and he's, you know, showing all these emotions and, you know, all kinds of eccentric things. You know, he likes to swim with crocodiles, and sometimes he goes naked. So all kinds of eccentricities Nityananda Prabhu has. And his followers, they're also a little eccentric. You know, Abhiram Thakur has a whip that whoever he whips with, they'll get Krishna Prem. You know, then I think it's also Abhiram Thakur. He has the flute, which is like the size of a tree trunk. And Meena Ketan Ramdas, we hear sometimes when people are giving their obeisances to him, he'll jump on their shoulders. So Nityananda Prabhu is very eccentric, his followers are eccentric, and many persons as a result, they don't respect Nityananda Prabhu. They don't appreciate his dignified position. So we see in Chaitanya Bhagavat, in Srila Vrindavan Thakur, he's like on the defensive a little bit. Like, you know, you need to understand who Nityananda Prabhu is. If you don't appreciate him, I'm going to kick you in the head. You know, he's like very serious about this, you know, defending the position of This is more of the problem with Nityananda Prabhu. But you see, Advaita Acharya, he appears in this very high class Brahmin family. And Advaita Acharya, he was like universally respected amongst the Vaishnavas and amongst the Brahmins. He was like the head of both departments, both sections in in like the, in the Navadvip and Shantipur and that whole area. He was like the head. So it's interesting to see how, he has this like very dignified position. And also, according to Shastra, we're told he is the Supreme Lord. He's Mahavishnu, or Sada Shiva in the vision of Vrindavana's Thakur. Sorry, what's that?
Do you remember that when Guru Maharaj came into the mat, Saraswati Thakur was very happy because his position in society was very much recognized as a very high Brahman.
Yes, that is correct. Yes. Because he quoted that Bhagavad Gita verse, Yad acharati shreshtas tat tadeve taro janaha. And then the second line, I cannot remember. But like that, the common people, they will follow what the great men do, what the great people do. Or the general populace, they will follow the example that is given by great persons. So, yes, it was Srila Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, he was very happy when our Param Gurudev joined, because he thought, the common people, they'll be impressed by this. Someone so highly situated in society, such high caste. They were Brahmins, but also within Brahmins there's gradation. Higher Brahmins, lower Brahmins. It's like crazy. So Srila Sridhar Maharaj, or Param Gurudev, he was a very high Brahmin family, and very scholarly, very intelligent, very educated, etc. So Srila Saraswati Thakur knew the people, they would be very impressed by this, and they would give more attention. Srila Saraswati Thakur himself, he came from a lower caste. So, there were persons who couldn't accept him because of that. But the fact that he had disciples like Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and also Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj was also very important in this regard, because he was Nityananda Vamsha. Here it is, 89. We start. He was Nityananda Vamsha. He came in the line of Nityananda Prabhu, and so there were many who respected him very much because of that. Here it is, verse number 89. This is where we start these verses. Choda shata shata shake masa je fagun. So, yeah, this is it. 89 to the end of the chapter. So, tomorrow we're going to hear, I'm going to bring out this recording of Gurudev chanting these verses, and we will sing with Gurudev. If we get there, because we have to read the verse. Maybe we won't get there tomorrow. Okay. Anyone else have any last comments or anything? Or we can finish. I'm not like, oh, you have to do the class this certain. I'm free, sometimes short, sometimes long. Sometimes 20 minutes, sometimes 2 hours, according to the flow. So, should we stop there? And so also we can mention, we're shifting now, these first 12 chapters of the Adi Lila, the first chapters of Chaitanya Charitamrita as a whole, they're like, kind of like setting the scene, setting the foundation, setting the framework, setting the Siddhanta, the ontological nature of Mahaprabhu and his associates. This is all like, this is like introductory actually, these first 12 chapters. There's not so much Lila, there's very little Lila described, and that jumps ahead to the Madhya Lila, Mahaprabhu's meeting with the sannyasis in Varanasi. Aside from that, there's not really any Lila. It's just like, setting the scene. And now with chapter 13, and then is it like 17 chapters in the Adi Lila? I think so. I think it's 17 chapters. So now there's like about 13, 14, 15, 16. There's 5 chapters describing the early childhood and youthful pastimes of Mahaprabhu, like Lila starting. But you see, this is very brief. only this much space is given to the early pastimes of Mahaprabhu. And the reason for that is because Vrindavan Das Thakur already covered that in Chaitanya Bhagavat. So Srila Kaviraj Goswami, he's like not crossing over what's already been done. So he only gives this much space to the early pastimes of Mahaprabhu. And then also we can say because there's more significance in the pastimes of, when Mahaprabhu leaves to take sannyas and then when he, in his later years, when he enters this mood of separation. So the vast chunk of the text is given to that. So this is just like a synopsis of Mahaprabhu's childhood pastimes. But of course there is so many wonderful pastimes in the earlier years. Like, actually that is really like the heart. In one sense it is the heart of for the exclusive followers of Mahaprabhu, this is like the heart of this is like their favorite pastimes. In that small period when he manifested he showed himself as a full-fledged devotee, and before he took sannyas, like some period of a few years, he took sannyas 24, and then and for much of his youth he was showing himself as this great scholar, Nimai Pandit, and not very interested in Krishna Bhakti. And then there was this short period of some years, I can't say how long, when he received initiation from Ishvara Puri, and then he began the Sankirtan movement in Navadvip. This is like the highlight of Chaitanya Lila for the exclusive Chaitanya Bhaktas, because they don't like to see Mahaprabhu as a sannyasi. That is very painful for them. But that period, when Mahaprabhu's, his mother, Ch.Ch Devi is there, Vishnu Priya Devi is there, the kirtan, he's wearing his beautiful clothes and his beautiful hair, and the kirtan at Srivas Angam, this was like the heart of the heart. The kirtan at Srivas Angam, this was like the best part. So that's like the favorite part for the followers of Mahaprabhu. And then when he takes sannyas, for them that is a very sad thing. So okay, so I think we can stop there. So we'll continue tomorrow with chapter 13, the advent of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And you see, it's so nice, the way that Srila Kaviraj Goswami has done this is like so perfect and so just wonderful. And like he doesn't, because he starts with the Siddhanta. He starts with establishing, the philosophical framework and substance of this text. Otherwise, we're like 13 chapters later, he's coming to describe the birth of Mahaprabhu. He could have done that first, right? He could have started chapter 1, like in a way that would make more sense, right? Chapter 1, the advent of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But he's not doing it like that. First you'll become a sahaja if you just jump into the Lila. First you need to understand, what is the Siddhantic foundation. You need to have that type of clarity first, then approach. This perspective is very important for us. First understand who Mahaprabhu is. Not like, some nice story of how baby Krishna was born and then he stole some butter and then this happened and then that happened. And not like that. But, Anarpita chirim chirat gurunaya vitirna kalo samarpayita manuchodranasam sabhakti shriyam hri purita sundara juti kadamba sandipita sada hridaya kandre spuratu vashachi nandana Shri Radha Krishna pranaya vikritir ladini shaktir asman ekatmana papiba vipora deha benam gatoto chaitanyakyam prakatam adunatadvayam ninakyam Radha bhava juti sivolitam naumi Krishna sarupam Shri Radhaya pranaya mahima Kidrisho Vanaiva Svadyo Yanadbhuta Madorima Kidrisho Vamadiya Sokyam Chashamar Anubhuta Kidrisham Veti Lopa Tadbhavadya Samajani Sachigarba Sindhu Hanindu. Like, especially these 3 verses at the beginning, very important. And understand who is Mahaprabhu, what is this inconceivably rare gift that he came to give that was never given before, what is his nature, the combined form of Ch.Ch, Radha Krishna, Shakti, Shakti Mam, and ultimately he came to taste that inner sweetness of himself, to celebrate the glory of his dearmost devotee, Srimati Radharani. All of these very fine points, these are all elaborated upon. And this whole dynamic, spiritual system, the Lord and his different energies, and how they're interacting. All of this is described very elaborately by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj, and then coming to the Lila, then coming to the pastime. Okay. Jai Shri Chaitanya Chaitanya Jai Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Can you sing?
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama Madhavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Haribo!